Hello everyone, this video is entitled The Major Scale. Now, the reason why I'm doing a video on the major scale is because for me, and I think quite a lot of other musicians, this is the most important scale to learn as a guitarist and a musician. Even if you're a clarinet player, this is probably an important scale to learn. I mean, we know the pentatonic. I've done a video on the minor pentatonic. I'll put a link in the description below if you haven't learned that. But we got that, and as guitarists, we do go to that as our bass, because we can do quick little lines like, which is great. But with this scale, it's one that we can hear. I reckon if I sang do re mi fa sol la ti do, a lot of you now are going, that scale. It's probably a scale you've heard in primary or say when you first start off in high school in a music lesson. And what this scale is built up of different intervallic relationships. And we'll go through that in a second, but first we need to learn the actual major scale itself. So let's start off with C major. Go to the 5th string on the 3rd fret, and that's C. Then go to the 5th fret, which is D, 7th fret, which is E. Move to the next string, the 4th string, the D string, 3rd fret, which is F, 5th fret, G, 7th fret, A. Then move to the next string, the 3rd string, the G string. Play the 4th fret, which is B, 5th fret, back to C. And all together we have. If we don't know that scale already, go over it, practice it, get used to that scale underneath your fingers so you can play it, not necessarily quickly, but if I go play C major, you go. Or even slower, it doesn't matter, as long as you know the C major scale. Now, a major scale itself is built up of different distances between each note, which are called intervals. So C to D, that's a major second. But for now I'm going to go through how many tones and semitones there are to make up a major scale. So we've got tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone. And what a tone is, to put it basically, it's 2 frets. If I said a semitone, we'd go up 1 fret. So if we're talking as a guitarist, but please do try and learn the tone. We go up 2 frets from C, 2 frets, 1 fret, 2 frets, 2 frets, 2 frets, 1 fret. That's if you're doing on just one string. The reason why I wanted you to learn tone is so as you move over to the next strings, you know what a semitone is to the next string. Until you get to B, it's got a tuning rule involved, but we'll talk about that in a later lesson. So what are the intervals involved in the C major scale? Or any major scale. So C to D is a major second. So we got root, major second, then the E is a third. 1, 2, 3. You're getting the gist, it's just numbers. 1, 2, 3, that's a major third. Next one, perfect 4th, perfect 5th, major 6th, major 7, back to the root. So altogether we got root, major second, major 3rd, perfect 4th, perfect 5th, major 6th, major 7, root. Now the reason why we have to learn this scale and we need to learn the intervals of it is because everything else that we know really relates to the major scale. Building chords, other scales, and I'll prove that with the minor pentatonic. The minor pentatonic will also have intervallic relationships which make it what it is. So if you've already watched this lesson, then you'll be fine. I'm doing the A minor pentatonic, but if you haven't, there's going to be a link in the description below of the minor pentatonic lesson. Just go over that and you'll be able to understand what I'm talking about. So with the A minor pentatonic, we've got just the first 5 notes. 6 technically if you're counting that as a note. So what we've got is we've got A going to C. Now that is root, minor third. And if we were going to make it a major third, we do that. we'd go up a semitone. So we got root, minor third, perfect fourth, perfect fifth, flat 7, back to the root. Now go over that, root, minor third, perfect fourth, perfect fifth, flat 7, root. Now for me personally I go 4-5 just because I know it's a perfect fourth, perfect fifth, but if I'm explaining it I will say perfect fourth, perfect fifth. But if I ever do say fourth or fifth, that's what I'm talking about. So let's relate those intervals with the major scale. So we'd go C, major scale, we got 1, major second, major third. Now the minor pentatonic hasn't got a second in, so we'd take that note out. We'd go, that's to a major third, and we know the minor pentatonic has got a minor third, so we'd go, we'd take it down a semitone, we'd take it down 1 fret. So at the moment we've got the first 2 notes of C minor pentatonic. So we started with C major, we know that it's got root, second, third. We take out the second because the minor pentatonic hasn't got a second in it. We go root, make it a minor third, then we know it's got a fourth and a fifth, perfect, that's in the major scale, so we'd go, the minor pentatonic hasn't got a sixth, the interval of a sixth, it's got the sixth note which would be the root, but it hasn't got a minor or major sixth as an interval. So after the fifth, there's a 7, but it's a flat 7. So we got that major 7 there, so we just flatten it, take it down a semitone. So altogether we'd have root, minor third, perfect fourth, perfect fifth, flat 7, back to the root. And there's C minor pentatonic. So if you learn this major scale, you could work out the minor pentatonic anywhere on the fretboard. If you didn't know, if your muscle memory wasn't already involved in that minor pentatonic. I mean, it probably already is for some guitarists, and we'll talk about that in another lesson, how we can relate, say, Phrygian to the major scale. And that'll really open your eyes to some pretty cool stuff. So yeah, there's the major scale. Over 1 octave. I will do a lesson of the major scale over 2 octaves in different positions and different ways of playing them. But for now, practice that. Learn the intervals, learn that it's tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone. Learn that as well. And yeah, you'll be fine with this major scale. Thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy this lesson, please go to my Facebook page, Tony Hassell Guitar, facebook.com/Tony Hassell Guitar. Or if you're on Twitter, follow me on the Twitter. It's going to be in the description below, just click the link. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you have a good day.